yo, just stop skiing. And I've had opioids before. I had hernia surgery last year because I thought I could do CrossFit. Turns out I can't. And when you have hernia surgery, they give you like 45 Oxycontin. And yo, I never knew I had so many white friends. I was getting phone calls left and right. Hey, Nimesh, you had hernia surgery? Oh, Philip, thank you so much for calling. Yeah, I had hernia surgery. You got Oxycontin? Philip. Yeah, I got Oxycontin, but I'm not gonna lead you down the path to heroin addiction for free, dog. You better pay the fuck up, fuck up. This is America. And now, in New York, I don't know if you guys have seen this, in New York they have billboards that say, carry naloxone, save a life. Carry naloxone, save a life. Naloxone is an antidote to a heroin overdose. You walk up to somebody, and you can spray them in the nose. They want regular citizens to walk up to someone who's having a heroin overdose, spray them in the nose so that they could perk back up and do more heroin. No, I'm not. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, not a paramedic. I'm not doing that shit in the slightest, man. Oh, fuck out of here. That's a lot of work for a stranger. I don't talk to my girl when she's sick. And I know it's not sympathetic to say the things that I'm saying, right? We should treat each other with respect and care about people who are addicted to heroin and care about addicts, but we treat heroin way differently than the way we treated crack. I'm just call me an old-fashioned Reagan guy and let me be on my way. That's more of a point than it is a joke, but I'll keep it. It feels good to say. I don't. Heroin. Look, also, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike white people. My fiance is white. I just know the white struggle. It's mostly hangovers and avoiding carbs. I don't know what you guys are. What are y'all doing, man? Shooting shit up. And it's also what's astonishing to me is usually like a middle class white kid that does some shit, and their manifestos are always like, the system's rigged against us. We can't get jobs. Like, oh, word? Welcome to the world of being not white just all the time. If a young black woman shot some shit up, I'd be like, it's about fucking time. But white kids shooting, and I know it's an unfair stereotype. I understand that. But I'll tell you this. The next time I see some white kid with a Herschel supply bag, I'm like, hey, Cody, what you got in there? When's the last time you were on Reddit? I'm no longer afraid of going to East New York or Compton, but I'm staying the fuck away from a cul-de-sac. I'm not afraid of Bloods or Crips or MS-13, but I am afraid of a motherfucker that is 13. I'll tell you that much. It's terrifying. What? Are you guys bored? Is that what it is? Are white people bored? Is that why you invented recreational axe throwing? Is that what you... That's the only logic I can see behind that. Do you like darts but need the danger of death? Stop going axe throwing. Someone's gonna hit you in the back of the head with an axe, and next thing you know, you're addicted to Oxycontin. The whole cycle starts again. You don't need to be doing that. I don't know. And I'll tell you this, we're never getting rid of guns. That's a fact. You can 3D print a gun now. You know that? You can 3D print a gun. It takes me 4 days to see my barber, but if I wanted to shoot him, I just have to hit Control-P once. And I also don't think we should get rid of guns. I shot a gun recently. And yo, the hype is real. Guns are dope. My dick grew and everything. Guns are fun. I don't think anyone needs a gun, but I definitely want one. I went to get a gun. You got to get a license. I went to the gun shop. I was like, yo, I want a gun. And the guy behind the counter was like, what are you hunting? And I was like joking. I said, the most dangerous game in the world. white people. That didn't work. And then I was like, well, then I'm crazy and I hear voices. Like, oh, why don't you say so in the first place, man? Guns for everybody. Malls down the street. I know, that's inappropriate, but it's fun to say. I don't think I'm the first person to say, going back to the heroin thing, that it takes bad things to happen to white people before the rest of the world starts paying attention. I don't think I'm the first person to say that. But I do think I'm the first person to say that that's why I think bad things should happen to white people first. And then the rest of us wouldn't have to suffer so much. Like, if you got Ebola today, they'd have that shit figured out tomorrow. Do you understand? Go get Ebola. Take one for the team. Take one for the team like Jeff Epstein did. He's a bad guy, but he took one for his fellow pedophiles, I'll tell you that much. He went out like a Japanese samurai. He was brazen with his shit, too. It's not, he wanted to get caught, it feels like. Motherfucker had a plane named the Lolita Express. Even the guy spray painting the plane must have been like, there's no way he's getting away with this mother. That'd be like if R. Kelly had a bus called the Jailbait Jitney. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some wild, brazen shit. Oh, that hit you pretty hard. I like it. I blame technology. It's really technology. That's why we lock your phones up, because I hate technology. Isn't it refreshing to not have your phone for like 2 hours? You know you could just do this at home, right? You don't need an envelope. Just put your phone like over there. Exercise some willpower. This is poison. We're addicted to our phones. It's like cigarettes in the 50s, you know? Like, everyone's doing it so no one realizes it's killing us. But I guarantee you, like 10 years from now, the commercials like, I used to Instagram 3 times a day. I guarantee you that's coming. Everything's too convenient, you know? Everything you want, you can just get on demand. Entertainment on demand, dick on demand if you want it. Go outside. That's the app I'm gonna create. It's called Go Outside. The biggest dude in your neighborhood comes to your house, knocks you out, drags you outside. And then while you're passed out, he changes all your Netflix passwords. Live a little. Go outside before there's no outside to go to. I was in Miami 3 weeks ago, and and they're partying in Miami like Miami's still gonna be around in 10 years. This is going under. Climate change is the biggest thing we don't talk about in New York. I've been in New York for 14 years. We don't talk about it enough because we're coastal elites. We better get our shit together and start talking to these clowns in the Midwest, because otherwise we're not gonna have a coast to be elite on pretty soon. And these people in the Midwest better get over their shit and start talking to us, or next year that gay pride parade's me in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Be fracking and fucking in assless chaps pretty soon. We gotta come together if we're gonna stay apart. That's what I'm all about. That's why we're so politically divided. That's what they say. You're either like a hyper-liberal trans person in the making or like a KKK gun-toting Jesus freak. What happened to the middle? I'm in the middle. Like, I believe in social progress, but I aspire to be a rich, evil piece of shit one of these days. Is that not the American dream? Life, liberty, pursuit of cash money, bitch. Is that not why everyone... Like, I want to be a Koch brother, but I will legalize cocaine. I feel like that's a fair trade. I believe in I believe in gay rights. I think women should have all the abortions they want. Even some they don't, quite frankly. That's a good joke. I don't believe it. I want to steal land from some Native Americans. I'll give it back. I just want to read a headline that says, Indian steals land from Indians? How the fuck did it? Stay woke, man. America's crazy. it's a weird time. It's such an odd time. Stay woke, because I feel like most of us are pretty left leaning in this room, and the left is more politically divided than the right. Like the right treats their crazy people like the alt-right, just like they just send them to the kids table at things. They're like, yeah, just go hang out in Portland for a while, do whatever the fuck you're doing over there. But on the left, it's the far left that controls everything that's going on. Like they try to cancel people. I got called transphobic at a show because I don't think Caitlyn Jenner's a hero. Transphobic means I'm not a big fan of trans people. I'm not transphobic in the slightest. I think Caitlyn Jenner should be allowed to piss wherever the fuck they want. But I don't think that's a hero. You got to represent people to be a hero. You know what I mean? Like, Cricket Nimmons is a hero. You guys know who Cricket Nimmons is? No, you ignorant motherfuckers. Cricket Nimmons was the first black woman to undergo transgender surgery to go from being a poor black man to a poor black woman using Medicaid. They went from being a poor black man to a poor black woman, which is like the hardest thing you could do from a socioeconomic standpoint. Caitlyn Jenner went from being a rich old white dude to an old rich white lady. That's a lateral move. Went from being the first easiest thing you could be in this country to the second easiest thing you could be in this country. And the third easiest thing, obviously, is an old white lady's dog, but that's... They don't have the science for that shit yet. I don't even think Bruce really felt like a woman. I think Bruce caused a car accident which he killed an old white lady. That's true. And the judge was like, look, Bruce, I can't send you to jail because they'll tear your ass up. But you took an old white lady out, so you're going to bring one back. And you look like you didn't want to laugh at that, but you did. I bet you didn't think that this was how this was gonna go. Indian guy, Indian face, probably gonna talk some Indian shit. No, I have some thoughts, motherfuckers. Let's trying to shift the culture. It's a weird time being an Indian person in entertainment at the moment. There's this thing happening in Hollywood called a brown wave, because a few Indian people are popping off. That's what they're calling it, a brown wave, which is something so gross to call something so cool. Because a few of us are doing all right. A few Indian people are doing well, you know? It's like Hassan, Mindy, Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. Don't fucking groan at Pocahontas. That's a fine nickname. She pretended to be Native American. Why is that? No one brings that up. If you instantly say Pocahontas, like, how dare you? Yo, if I pretended to be Chinese and you call me Mulan, I'd be like, fair point. Like, but yeah, there's this push for diversity in entertainment now. I mean, we got to get diversity on entertainment. But I don't think it's out of the kindness of white executive hearts. I think white executives just realize, oh shit, brown people and Asian people also watch things. Like after Crazy Rich Asians happened, everyone was like, oh my God, can you believe it? Asians like movies. Quick, find us an Indian that can sing the Beatles. So stupid, man. Hollywood's full of shit. But I went to Los Angeles. Try to ride this white guilt to the top. Let's see. I went to pitch a television show called Patel's Liquors. Can you guess what it's about? It's about me running a liquor store after failing at chasing a dream. So it's either gonna be a very funny sitcom or a reality show. We'll see. And I am a Patel, if you guys don't know, for the record. I know there's a few of you in the room. People always ask growing up, hey, why are there so many Patels? Why are there so many Patels? We be smashing. I don't know what else to tell you. We enjoy sex and we do it frequently. Trying to bring that number 2044 back to 2042 as fast as possible. told a friend, I was like, yo, I'm pitching a television show called Patel's Liquors. And he was like, oh, why? You want to perpetuate the stereotype that Indians are just like a poo? It's like, that dude is no longer my friend. But it's such a weird, it's a stereotype. My dad had a liquor store. It's a reality. It was an odd, he landed when he was 17 in Newark, New Jersey. Back then they called Newark Brick City because if you looked at someone wrong, they'd hit you with a brick. And then he opened a store in a very bad neighborhood of Irvington, New Jersey. If you don't know Irvington, it's terrible. On one side of Irvington, they have the Bloods, and the other side of Irvington, they had the Crips. And the only thing they had in common is that they both tried to rob my father. Outside of that, it was a pretty interesting way to grow up. Because, like, my parents didn't know it was not okay to send me to school with liquor store merchandise. Like, I would go to school with, like, Budweiser t-shirts. I had a Bacardi rum backpack. On my 12th birthday, I got a Corona bicycle. I don't know why Corona made a bike. I guess, like, if you lost your license, but you still need to get to work. Corona had your back. It's a crazy way to grow up. You get a lot of perspective that way. That's what I feel like a lot of people in America are lacking, perspective. You have to go through things to learn to laugh at life. Like, my dad's been shot at. So words, that's why I enjoy jokes so much, because words can't really hurt. My dad's been shot at. Racism can't hurt me. One night I was out, some guy yells out, go eat some curry. I was like, why wouldn't I do that? Really hurt my feelings there, Steve. You just gotta learn to laugh at life. You gotta roll with the punches. And my dad's store was in a very poor neighborhood, and he got along with everybody, and everybody was always like smiling and laughing and shit. Like, we had a guy in the store named Big Sugar. And we named him Big Sugar because he would come in and eat all the Kit Kats. And then one day he lost his foot to diabetes. And he came in walking with a limp. And all we did was change his name to Sweet and Low and just kept on rolling. That's my favorite joke. Thank you. I enjoy it very much. Such a strange time. Weird time being an Indian person in general, because it doesn't feel like people know how to be racist towards us correctly. I was walking around the corner like not 2 weeks ago, and I was with my friend Asif, and this white guy walks past us, and he just goes, "Look at these two computers." And I was like, I don't even know how to process that one. I gotta get one pun in, you know? That happened, I swear to God. But Indians, we can take racism. We can take it quite well, because we'll also take your jobs, you know? That's a fair trade. That's probably the biggest, slickest thing Trump has done, is convince the entire country that Mexicans stole all the jobs. No, they didn't. Indians stole all the jobs. I got a bunch of cousins on H-1B visas right now. Like, yeah, keep blaming the Mexicans. Stop snitching, Nimesh. And Indians are also quite racist. Let's not ignore the fact that we're not good people. We are. We're racist as shit. You ever listen to an old Indian uncle who happens to be a doctor talk to you about like why other people, like, oh, these people can't make it in this country. We did it. Why can't they do it? It's like, well, you couldn't make it in India. So why the fuck you can't? Indians are most racist in like very subtle ways. Let me ask this question, white people, since most of you seem to be here. Have any of you ever gotten a bad coffee at Dunkin' Donuts? Because I haven't. I suppose that's a regional joke. Here in the Northeast, the majority of Dunkin' Donuts are run and operated by Indian people. And I'll tell you a little secret. Underneath the counter at every Dunkin' Donuts, there's a little button that alerts the staff that a white person wants some coffee. And we got little Philip on the premises. Now he's going to want a French vanilla, but you're going to give him a decaf hazelnut. Life is about small victories. It's such an odd time being an Indian person. You know what I saw the other day? I saw an Indian police officer. That shit blew my mind. I had the same reaction seeing an Indian cop as to when I have a white lady Uber driver. Like, no disrespect, but what happened? You know? It's odd. Indians and cops don't really have problems, which is odd to me because I wear hoodies and sell loose cigarettes like all the time. I'm due for a tasing. The worst that happens to me is sometimes I'll get pulled off a train because I carry a backpack. And the other day, a cop pulls me off the train and makes me open up my backpack. And it's just like, why do you have a pressure cooker? Motherfucker, I like rice, man. What? How you gonna be racist and not racist at the same time? I don't know what the solution to cops is in this country. I feel like maybe black and white people need to both stop being cops and let Indians handle that shit. Because we'll tase y'all equally. Or at the very least, try some nonviolent Mahatma Gandhi shit. Like, hey, get your hand out your pockets or I will not eat for 3 days. Oh, man. Such an odd time. I feel like we'll be fully assimilated in this culture when we get our own porn stars. That's when I feel like we'll... Like, there's female Indian porn stars, but there's no dude. You know what I mean? Like, every other race has a guy. Like, white people have James Dean. Black people have Wesley Pipes, a great guy, does great work. You should check it out. Indians, you can't get, like, one Deep Dick Patel. That's a real... Deep Dick Patel is a real Indian name. I knew 2 deep dicks and a hard dick in high school. And they're all accountants now. And I just want to call one of them up, like, hey, hard dick, I got this movie idea. It's called Cum Dog Millionaire. You down to it? That's my stupidest joke. Cum Dog Millionaire. It's because of that stereotype, right? The Indian dudes don't have big dicks. Which, first of all, that's not what your mama said last night. And second of all, that can't be true, right? There's 500 million Indian dudes on this planet. You can't find one with 8 inches. That's all you need from the research I've done. If you Google what women want, right underneath equal pay is 8-inch dick. I'll concede it's a bit rarer to find an Indian guy that's willing to do porn if he has an 8-inch dick. Because the stereotype hits the brain and makes you think, oh shit, maybe if I have a big old dick, I'm pretty special. Like a black guy wakes up with an 8-inch dick. He's like, I guess I'll do porn. But an Indian guy wakes up with an 8-inch dick. He's like, son, I can do anything. And that's the story of how I started stand-up comedy. That's not true at all. If I had an 8-inch dick, I'd definitely do porn. Be Nimesh Patel in Punjabi Punani. Oh, boy. Indians. I mean, Indian people, we're pretty much white. We are. I mean, there's a huge subset that isn't doing as well as they should be or could be doing, and I feel for them. But for the majority of us, we're like the richest minority. Like, we're pretty much white, thinking that we can be doctors, scientists, engineers, until something terroristy happens. And then we all gotta shave and put on our American flag t-shirts. We're pretty much white except when it comes to dating. Like, Indian dudes are never really sexualized. You know, no woman's at home getting ready thinking, ooh, girl, I'ma snag me a Sanjay tonight. That never happens. Like, and we just started getting into the culture of being, like, cool to date. Like, white women just started fucking with Indian dudes, and black women still don't. Like, black women, like, they don't fuck with Indian dudes, but they want our mom's hair, which I feel like is. That's a good joke. I feel like. I don't know. Like I said, my fiance is white. I'm in an interracial relationship, and it's an odd time to be in an interracial relationship because it feels like when Obama was president, everybody was like, "Yo, love is love. Love whoever you want. It's all good." But now that Trump is president, it feels like everyone's like, "Hey, man, you gotta stick together. You never know what's gonna happen. You gotta be with an Indian woman to make Indian babies. You have Indian soldiers for when this war pops off." What? And I get it from Indian women too. It feels like when I'm walking down the street, my white ass girlfriend, it feels like Indian women are looking at me like, "I'm gonna tell your mother." And it feels like Indian dudes are looking at you like, "Hey man, how'd you do it?" I told her I was Puerto Rican. She don't know. She thinks my name is Luis Diaz. That's the most Puerto Rican name I could think of. But it's because, like, Indian women don't really fuck with aspirational guys. And that's a statement of fact. And they shouldn't. No one should really fuck with someone who's not in their same bucket of tax. Like when I started comedy, I didn't really have shit. So whenever I met an Indian girl, it would just be like, "What do you do?" Like I remember I was on a date with an Indian woman when I started comedy, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to do comedy. It's tough, but it's fun." But a girl across the table was like, "Yeah, I'm a surgeon." I'm like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work." But thank you for dinner, Priya. Such a weird time, yeah. My fiance is white, like I said, and I found out recently that her parents voted for Trump. That's my out if I need one. Bitch, your parents voted for Trump. That was 2 years ago. I never forgot that shit. But it's fine. They're good people. It just makes me question the narrative that we've all come to believe in this country, that every Trump voter is a racist. Word? How racist could they be if they let me do what I do? I don't know, but next time we fuck, I'm putting my finger in her butt for Allah. That's for goddamn sure. 1 for Allah, 2 for the Mexicans. 3 is too many fingers to put in the butt. I learned that. Trump. Politics is crazy right now. Politics has reached a level. I used to work at SNL on Weekend Update, and I quit studying politics because that show made me lose my mind. But it's also insane how jaded we are as a country now when it comes to politics. Like 3 months ago, some guy lit himself on fire in front of the White House. And we're just like, yeah, that makes sense. Trump is president. It's all... And I would have just let it roll off my shoulders too, but it was an Indian guy. 33 years old. Name was Arnav Gupta from Maryland. Lit himself on fire in front of the White House because he was high on K2. Spice. K2. The motherfucker was high on spice, the whitest drug known to man. That you got to take triumph from tragedy somehow. That's what I took from it. That's how far we've come as a people. That Indian people are dying from spice. Meanwhile, white people are spending $8 on turmeric lattes. Can you believe this shit? Let me tell you something, white people. Turmeric is $3 a pound. It makes me want to open up my own Starbucks and just call it Mom's Kitchen. And then we misspell your names. What's your name, Charles? Oh, J-A... $8 turmeric lattes. You believe that shit? That's why I don't think Americans deserve health care. Because we're idiots when it comes to prices. We'll just pay whatever the fuck we want because we think it's worth it. If someone tells us $8, I guess it's worth $8. I don't know. I know I don't deserve health care. 2 weeks ago, I was in Houston, and I went to a breakfast spot. and they had fried chicken, hot honey, maple butter, and waffles on the menu for $12. And I got it. That's not a breakfast. That's something you get on death row. And even if you got it, the warden be like, hey man, you gotta watch your cholesterol. You can't be eating like this. But we don't. We don't deserve healthcare. Deserve is a very strong word. We need it, but we don't deserve it. 2 months ago, I found out exactly how much weed someone needs to smoke to have an asthma attack. I had an asthma attack. I went to a Travis Scott concert, and I smoked 4 blunts in 1 hour, and then that song "Stop Trying to Be God" came on, and I was like, "You're right, Travis. I have to go to the hospital." And I called an Uber to the hospital because an ambulance is $600, and I'm not gonna die a sucker. I'll tip an Uber driver, run some lights. I get to the hospital. I'm in and out in 20 minutes. I know exactly what the procedure is. Like, yo, give me albuterol, I'll be gone. 20 minutes. I got the bill. $6,000. I had another asthma attack. $6,000? I'm not gonna pay it. You know you can just do that, right? Yo, you can just I called the hospital. I was like, yo, I don't have $6,000. They're like, how much you got? I was like, is this the mob? Like, I don't have any money. They were like, okay. I was like, word? I'm either the greatest haggler in the world, or that shit was not worth $6,000. And I know I'm not the greatest haggler in the world because that person that bought the $8 turmeric latte was me. I miss my mom's cooking. Fucking tragic, man. You think Trump wins again?
Yes, maybe.
When a white man says yes that affirmatively, he's right. I do too. For those of you that don't think he's gonna win again, remember, the worst movies get sequels. Honey Boo Boo lasted 4 seasons. I don't want him to win again, but it's not looking good because everyone is a herb on the other side. If you don't know what a herb is, I can't really explain it. It's just a 90s term for someone that's a herb. I don't know. You just see it and you know, oh, that guy is a fucking herb. Everyone's too old. Then why is that not? We should all just come together on climate change and stopping old people from doing shit. You can't run for president if you can't walk the stairs at some point in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when my Uber driver is over 55. You ever get in an Uber and the driver's some 70-year-old white lady talking about her grandkids? I'm like, you missed every turn, Karen. I do not give a I don't give a shit about Tanner. Tell him to stay away from heroin, all right? And just keep going. It's too old. But I mean, I do appreciate the fact that we're very politically active now. That's pretty cool. Women are marching now. Thank you guys for doing that. I feel like you could be doing more, but that's just my opinion as a man. Oh, man. I'm not politically active in the slightest. That's not true. The closer I get to political activism, like if I'm flying somewhere, I won't shave before I fly. I flew to North Carolina 4 days after the election in 2016. I had a full beard at the time, and so I decided I would upgrade my seat to the first seat in first class, just so I was the first person anybody saw. Just me in the front row with a smirk, reading the Quran, like, hey, what's going on, guys? Good to see you. It's a good book right here, man. Muhammad seems pretty cool. And some guy on the plane was like, hey, man, it reads the other way. I was like, you're right, my bad. The closer I get to political activism is I'll fat shame Donald Trump every morning on Twitter. Every morning I remind Donald Trump that his BMI is not normal. Like, hey, Donnie, what'd you have for breakfast? All of it? You know, that kind of goofy shit. And the fun part is when you talk shit to the president of the United States, his followers will talk shit back to you. And they're not exactly professional comedians. Whereas I am a professional comedian with nothing better to do all day than ruin some white lady from Kansas's day. Some lady read my profile the other day after I talked some shit to Donnie, and she said, and my profile says Nimesh Patel, and she said, go back to Iraq. Which in like 2002 would have been a decent insult, right? Like 9/11 was still hot. White people didn't know what to call brown people, so they just grouped us all together. But it's 2019. You could research and really hone your racism. Look up where there's a concentration of Indian people. If she was like, go back to Edison, New Jersey, like, oh, this bitch is onto something. Step your game up. But I read her profile, and it's a white lady with a picture of her son, 2-year-old kid. That profile says conservative Christian mom. It's like, that's too much information, Michelle. How do I ruin Michelle's day and combine all this information in 160 characters? That's a word problem I gave to myself. Conservative Christian mom. I wrote back, I'm gonna pray to Allah that your son is gay. And I'm not proud of that, but it had to be done. I am a little proud of it. It felt pretty good. I'm not Muslim. It's just fun to fuck with people and use that as the thing because people are so ignorant about it. Anyone here religious? No. I went to an election party in 2016 in a room full of just like this, a bunch of fucking atheists. Yo, I've never seen a group of atheists pray harder in my life. And Donald Trump at the end of the night was, where's your Jesus now, motherfucker? You're not religious, huh? Interesting. I'm studying religion at the moment. I'm studying Christianity because I feel like we're all gonna be forced to learn about it pretty soon, so. Getting a head start. So far I've learned that Jesus was born to Mary and Joseph, even though Mary and Joseph never had sex. And Joseph was just cool with that. Seems like a pretty chill dude. Because I know if me and my girl never had sex and then she had a baby, I'd be at least curious. At least 3 pages of my Bible would read, and then Nimesh asked Mary some questions. Question number 1, where the fuck you get this black baby? Oh boy. I think religion is a bit of a scam, if I'm being honest. You know, the Catholic Church owns the most real estate in New York City, outside of NYU. The Catholic Church owns the most property. What? They just own mad property? Like, the Jehovah's Witnesses in Brooklyn sold a building for $300 million. And it feels like they just did it so they could have more doors to knock on once those apartments went up. Some kind of Ponzi scheme situation. That's probably why the Catholic Church owns all those buildings, so they could move their molested priests around and not have any, oh, now you're religious all of a sudden. Full of shit. I'm Hindu, so you're all welcome for yoga. That's a Hindu thing. I don't know if you know that or not. That's the greatest accomplishment Hindus have achieved in this country. We've convinced young white women that yoga is a real thing. It's not a real thing. Yoga was invented in India when a dog was bent over and 2 Indian dudes walked by and they're like, you know who look really good doing that? Becky. And then they flew to America, ran up to the first young white woman they saw. Like, here, put on these tight pants and bend over. It's good for you. Yoga. Good job, guys. We did it, man. My girl don't like that joke. Because she does yoga. What's that?
Is her name Becky?
No. But thank you for that interruption. My girl and I, we just got back from, you gotta travel when you're in a relationship to keep things cool. My girl and I, we just got back from safari, which is quite possibly the whitest thing I've ever done. We saw all sorts of animals. It was fucking beautiful. The craziest shit we saw was a bunch of giraffes fighting. Giraffes, you know how they fight? They bang their necks together. They bang their necks together mad slow like a bunch of drunk white ladies. And then behind them are other giraffes yelling, "World Star!" Shit was dope. It was amazing. I saw so many species of white people. It was fantastic. German white people, Australian white people. I saw a white guy with a "Make America Great Again" hat. I shot him. I told you I was hunting. I gotta stop saying she's my girl. She is my fiance. We got engaged 8 months ago. Sure, thank you. Yeah. She's happy about it. I'm coming to terms with it. No, I'm kidding. She's great. I love her. But I had to buy a diamond ring, which is the stupidest financial decision I've ever made. And that's coming from a guy wearing $300 sneakers. Do you understand? Like, I make a lot of bad decisions, and the diamond was quite possibly the stupidest. Just because there's no return on that investment. Some women are like, but you get her, but she gets me and a diamond? That don't seem fair. Where do diamonds come up in the equal pay feminism conversation? Oh, y'all don't bring that up at the meeting? I'm pro women's rights in every single way, but I go to every women's march with a sign that says, "What about diamonds?" What the fuck about diamonds? Because we don't get shit in return, for real. I asked the crowd that night, what do guys get in return for buying a diamond for their lady? A watch, sure, if your girl is rich, but some lady yelled out, "Anal." Let me tell you something. There's no anal worth $20,000. She could fuck my ass for half that shit. Right. Y'all together? Just hanging and banging, or what? Hanging and banging is a new phrase I'm trying to start in 2019. I got it from my good friend John. Fuck Netflix and chill. We hanging and banging. That's what we're doing. Okay, cool. All right, well, I can't ask you these questions. I've been with my girl for 5 years now, so we fight in public. That's all that means. We had our oddest fight the other night. I drink a lot, and I came home and I found out that there's 2 ways to close a door as a man. You know, this is the regular, just close it, like you've been taught your whole life. And then there's another way where if you live with your girl and you come home late and she's sleeping, you gotta turn the doorknob, push it into the frame, and then release it so it doesn't make a noise or your relationship might end. Did you know that? Did I tell you my girl's white? If it wasn't clear already, that's white problem. But I love her, obviously. I've been with her for a very long time. I knew I loved her when I had to buy her tampons. That's when I look for jokes in every situation, okay? And she was like, "Yo, just had my period." And I was like, "You want me to get you tampons?" And she said, "No, you don't have to." I said, "No, I'm a comedian. I can sense when a joke is gonna come from an experience I've never had before." I said, "What kind of tampons do you want?" She says, "Regular." Sounds simple. Go downstairs to the pharmacy. I see regular, super, and super plus. I'm a nice guy. It's like, regular? My girl deserves the best. Super plus it is. Come to find out, tampons, not like gasoline. Did you know that? And regular and Super Plus are the same price. I'm like, CVS, I know a deal when I see one. I bought 48 Super Plus. Anybody need tampons? I'm selling loose tampons. Oh, man. You know the difference? You do. Who you bought tampons for? It wasn't her. How long you been not seeing each other? Oh, you meant, right. They told me that earlier. Well, look, if you ever want to like broach the conversation of, hey, maybe we should be hanging out in like a sexual way, pay a comedian $20 before he goes on stage, and then in your Uber ride home, be like, remember when that Indian guy was? I'll take that $20 later, man. People ask, like, hey, do you miss being single now that you've been in a relationship for so long? And the short answer is not really. I miss dating from time to time just because you learn shit on like one night stands. That's how I found out I'm allergic to cats. I hooked up with a girl once, and then the next morning I woke up, my eyes itched, I couldn't breathe. I was like, what STD is this? Turns out it was mittens. I also just miss talking to people, because when you get in a relationship, you have to eliminate 50% of the human population as people to talk to. And I just enjoyed going out and like talking to people, because I never had a fear of rejection. I remember I went up to a girl once, I said, hey, where you from? And she said, over there. And then she went over there. Oh, man. It's good to be back in New York, you know. I've been traveling quite a bit. I was out last night, and I realized that people outside of New York do not understand New York sarcasm at all. So I was in line at the bathroom the other night, and someone was like, hey man, are you waiting? I said, no, I like to watch. You can't do that in Indianapolis. I know, because I tried, and they're like, come on in, City Slick. I was like, oh shit. Young people here, hello. How are you? What's your name? Kristen. How'd you hear about the show? Instagram. You watch me while you shit, huh? Thank you, Kristen, for being here. Appreciate you. Kristen, you go to therapy?
I don't.
You don't? Life is just good. I went to therapy for the first time ever this week.
Thank you, yes. Trying to stop touching kids. I said I'm trying. I'm kidding, I'm never gonna stop. Give me them keys. No, I went to therapy for the first time ever because I'm trying to process the fact that I had testicular cancer. Oh, you didn't know? You call yourself fans? I wasn't gonna talk about it, but then my therapist told me to grow a pair, so here we are. Man, listen, this is gonna be very important for you guys, okay? Please check yourselves. It's very easy, just go home, think of me, and touch yourself. I suspect the men's room lines are gonna be very long after this show. And ladies, I'm gonna apologize in advance, okay? There's gonna be a lot of reproductive organ talk on your ears in the next 40 to 45 minutes. Uncomfortable private parts discourse. That's not what you came to hear, I know. But now you know how we feel when you talk about your rights. You know, it's just so much. So much incessant chatter. It's like, we get it. I'm just trying to watch the game here, okay? I wrote that joke before the surgery, okay? So you can blame that one on the bad ball. They've since removed my toxic masculinity, and I miss it so much. I still feel like a man, you know? Like I love sports and pussy. I just cry watching LeBron now. That's a new emotion. Sometimes I wonder what that ball is doing, you know? Probably up in testicle heaven, shooting out some deformed sperm, meeting with some deformed uterus. It's making some deformed child that Republicans would want to bring to full term, you know? But just so it could get shot in school, you know, that's the only reason. 0 refunds at this show, I hope you understand that. And they put a fake one in. Yeah, I got a step ball. It's 24 karat gold. I wanted the most Indian nut possible. It's also a Bluetooth speaker. Anyone want to connect? I'm kidding. It's obviously not a Bluetooth speaker. It's made out of silicone. The same thing breast implants are made out of? That's right. I got a titty in my balls. That joke was for you, sir, specifically. I need you laughing like that the entire fucking show. They put a fake one in because psychologically men need 2. Did you know that? Psychologically men need 2. They've done studies on people with this cancer. The guy with 1 ball, always sad. That's how fragile the male ego is. Men need 2 balls. Apparently dudes don't like it if their scrotum looks like a person trying to escape a blanket. You know what I mean? Just... And the doctor did not tell me he was going to put a fake one in. I just woke up, I was like, what the fuck is this? And he whispered, I hooked you up. It's like, thank you, but why'd you make it so big? It's like Kevin Hart and The Rock down there. It's a wild scene. Like Jumanji 4. And I've been asked a lot of wild questions since I've started talking about this, you know. There's always dudes. Dudes ask gross questions. One dude yelled out, do you bust half a load? I said, I don't know, let me measure on your face. Do you bust half a load? Women ask the same question, just politely, you know? Like, can you still have kids? Want to find out? I don't know, I hope so. Otherwise, I have no real incentive to stop doing drugs. I want to have kids, but for all the wrong reasons, you know? Like, I need to force all my failed ambitions upon somebody. Like, I need to make a hedge fund managing doctor that is also a starting point guard for the Lakers. Like, I have this nephew who's 3 years old and he loves cars. And he got into my car the other day, and he's playing with the steering wheel and all this, jerking it around, like vroom, vroom, vroom. I'm like, oh shit, another F1 driver, man. A little Lewis Hamilton right here. But then he starts blaring on the radio and cursing at me in some other language, like, oh, Uber bound for sure. This dude's driving Uber. I want kids because I got nephews who are so funny, and I've realized that being around kids is like being on drugs without having to be on drugs. I got a nephew, I was hanging out with him last Thursday, and he asked me, is tomorrow Friday? Or no? I was like, yeah, it's Friday, Miles, what's up? 10 seconds later, is tomorrow Saturday? Or no? What, you got plans, bro? What the fuck you got? Am I on shrooms right now? The doctor reassured me I can still have kids. This is the miracle of the human body, such that if one testicle is removed, the remaining testicle will pick up the slack and do the work of two balls. Yeah, it's like a single mom, you know? I don't need no man to raise no kid. I am cancer-free, by the way. Thank you for asking. You're clapping, but no one actually cares about testicular cancer. You see, women with breast cancer, you get a march, you get pink ribbons, NFL athletes wear pink cleats on certain game days. You'll never see a WNBA player with a blue ball sack on her shoulder. Stay strong, brother. That's why I'm starting a testicle festival. All round-shaped foods. We'll have a sack race. That's all I got so far. I don't know what. I'm being quite glib about the whole thing, but don't get me wrong, I am very grateful. You know, A, that I survived, and B, that I've been able to process it using laughs. My sister said, cancer could not have happened to a better guy. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, okay? This is the story, since you asked. So last February, my birthday night, my sister, my wife, and I were out at a vegetarian restaurant. My sister's vegetarian, and I support women. Sure, let's go eat this goofy, unfulfilling food, and I'll just DoorDash Wendy's when you go to bed. We get drunk as shit to about 2 o'clock in the morning. I call Uber Black back to my apartment. Normally I would X, but it's my birthday. Get into this Uber, and I start reflecting on life. When you're 37, you start thinking about your life, And I know last few years have been difficult for a lot of people, but not for your boy. I've had a great fucking run. My career's taken off, I got married, I'm about to have a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. Life is fucking good. Yes, thank you. And I look at my wife and I say to her, nothing bad ever happens to me. As I finish the sentence, I feel a slight twinge in my tater tots. As if the universe was like, oh, word? Bing! But I ignored it, because I'm a man. And that's what we do. There's 150 dudes in this room right now, so 300 balls, give or take one. Someone's balls hurt right now, and they've hurt for weeks. And this dude just ignored it. Like, yeah, I probably just banged into something. You know how balls be. Get back to my apartment 20 minutes later. Sister passes out. I look at my wife and I say to her, baby, my balls hurt. She says, no. And I said, listen to my tone. I didn't say, baby, my balls hurt. I said, baby, my balls hurt. It's a subtle but important difference. I go to the bathroom, I jerk off, that doesn't solve the problem. Then I Google, why do my, Google finishes the sentence, balls hurt. I gotta clear these cookies. Google tells me I have torsion, which is when your body is tired of you masturbating so much, it twists your balls in a knot and hangs them as punishment. That's medical fact, that's what happens. This requires surgical intervention. I call Uber Black to the hospital. It's my birthday. I get to the hospital, NYU Langone in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn. It's relevant because 5 years ago, I had an asthma attack. I went to the same hospital, I got a bill for $6,000, and I didn't pay it. Normally, I would never return to the scene of a crime, but this time I had my insurance card on me, and I was waving this shit around like it's a black Amex. Excuse me. Move these pores out of the way, please. Blue Cross Blue Shield coming through, I need a Gucci gown, executive suite, stat. Let's go, make this happen. 3 o'clock in the morning, the hospital is a mentally ill guy that the state has clearly failed. A gunshot victim and the cop that shot him. And an entitled Indian man complaining he might have crossed his legs a little too hard. I go to the front desk, check in. They see it's my birthday. Like, happy birthday. Like, is it? Mr. Patel. Huh. We have a lot of doctors here by that name. I'm sure you do. Is my mom back there? Who the fuck told you to say that? I don't need this shit right now. What brings you to the hospital, Mr. Patel? Before I could say anything, the mentally ill guy yells out, he probably got something stuck in his ass. Oh, I've seen that walk before, brother. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But close. I just got some pain down there. Can I see a doctor? Like, all right. They give me a gown. I keep my Yeezys on because of pride, you know? And yes, I still wear Yeezys. Only as a reminder to take my medication, okay? I go into the waiting room, in comes ER doctor, fellow Indian man, Dr. Patel. He's like, what seems to be the problem? Now trying to sound all smart, you know? Because I thought I could have been a doctor. Like, there's an intermittent pain in my right testicle. It's persisted for 20 minutes. My diagnosis, it's epididymitis or testicular torsion. The doctor's like, your balls hurt, bro? Like, yeah. Have you experienced any trauma in the last few days? So yeah, yes, my wife and I were actually into some pretty kinky shit. The other night we did the Floyd Mayweather. You guys know about this one? You know about the Floyd Mayweather? That's when my wife hits me in the balls so hard I forget how to read. I've never come harder in my life. I'm kidding, I have come harder once. September 8th, 2022. My wife and I were having sex with the TV on, and news broke that Queen Elizabeth died. I was like, oh, cheerio, my crown jewels. The doctor's like, are you done kidding around? I said, yes, no trauma, sir. You need an ultrasound. I said, all right, cool. He leaves. in comes the ultrasound tech. This is a beautiful 35-year-old woman who looks like Emma Stone. My wife is with me. And I realize that this woman is gonna be the first woman to see my dick and balls in 8 years that's not my wife. And I gotta admit, I'm excited. Please have whiskey dick. Do not get a boner right now, bro. Whiskey dick, if you're unaware, is when a man drinks so much whiskey, his dick doesn't work. The female equivalent is wine vagina. You guys know about wine vagina? You know about it? Wine vagina is when a woman drinks a lot of Pinot and then complains so much you no longer want to fuck her. I sense some of you get a little wine vagina right now. I go into the ultrasound room, and this woman is doing her job exceptionally well. And I'm trying to make small talk, you know, because it's cold. It's like, I'm a grower, not a shower. She leans in and goes, don't worry, I have 3 young boys at home. What the fuck you mean by that, lady? That's fucking rude. And it's a very uncomfortable situation, okay? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, this strange lady's hands are all up on my package. My wife refuses to break eye contact. And I'm contemplating my role in the universe, you know? Like, why am I here? What is the point of all of this? And I'm also fighting the urge to make a joke. And I realized that's why I'm here. It's to be a clown. Whenever something's tense or uncomfortable, I don't know what to do but say something stupid. And I can't fight the urge any longer. I look at my wife and I say to her, you know, it's not the threesome I wanted for my birthday, but... God works in mysterious ways. She did not laugh. The ultrasound lady started squeezing a little too hard. I was like, yeah, I was just kidding. Unless you're gonna do it. Go back into the waiting room. In comes the doctor. I said, Mr. Patel, you don't have torsion. I'm like, yes. But we found a small mass on your right testicle. Like, you talking about my dick or that old thing? He did not laugh. My wife started crying immediately, but I didn't flinch. I looked like George Bush when he learned the towers got hit. You know, it was just... I'm leaving the hospital. They're like, hey, don't you owe us $6,000? I was like, yeah, put it in my tab, bitch. Get home. Try to shake my sister awake, tell her the news. She doesn't budge. I look at my wife, I'm like, see, we could have fucked. Next day, I call my youngest doctor cousin. I got 6 of them. I call the youngest one. I'm like, hey man, they found a small mass on my right testicle. He's like, you talking about your dick? Well, I raised you well, but now is not the time, bro. He's like, all right, I'll connect you to my urologist buddy. But I gotta warn you, he tried comedy in residency. So be ready. I was like, all right, get the call. How's it hanging, brother? I laughed so hard. He's like, I'm just kidding. Listen, I've seen the ultrasound. It's a benign cyst. You'll be fine. But just to be sure, go get some blood work tomorrow. I'm like, all right, no problem, doc. Thank you very much. He says, Nimesh, you're a comedian, yes? I said, yep. He's like, I think you'll appreciate this story. The other night, my wife and I were out at a Nets game, sitting courtside next to Derek Jeter. My wife didn't know who Derek Jeter was, so she asked him, Derek, what do you do? And Derek said, I'm a ball player. And I leaned over and said, me too. I like this guy. I think he became a urologist just for the jokes. In my head, I start this competition with myself. You know, I was like, this dude has definitely heard every terrible dick and ball joke there is. I gotta hit him with some shit he's never heard. I have to make him laugh. That's my goal. He told me I have to get this blood work, but I'm really juggling this decision. He just told me it's a benign cyst. I'm outside of the window for this to be anything serious. Plus, it's my birthday weekend. I gotta go do hood rat stuff with my friends. I'm like, do I need this blood work? On my left shoulder pops up Indian Angel Hassan Minhaj. And he starts spitting facts about the healthcare system. It's like every year, Americans spend $100 billion on medical tests they don't need. Nimesh, do you really need this test, or are you a pussy little bitch? Goddamn, Hassan, relax, bro. All right, man, put the PowerPoint away. I'm not gonna forget this test. But then my right shoulder pops up Indian Angel Aziz Ansari. He's like, nah, man, treat yourself. I'm like, you're right, Aziz. You're right. Obviously, I get this blood work, okay? And then I still go drinking. And I discovered that's the only way I'm ever gonna go drinking again. Donate blood and then go get fucked up. I got so ripped, I had whiskey dick, wine vagina, halal food. It was incredible. The next day I get a phone call at 7:45 in the morning. It's my doctor. What's up, doc? Nimesh, I was wrong. It's not a benign cyst. Your hormone markers came back elevated. You have testicular cancer. Good news is we caught it early. Bad news is you had to have your right testicle removed immediately. That wasn't funny at all, man. Better hit the open mics again with that bullshit. He says, now, Nimesh, no need to get testy. It's like, he don't miss. He don't miss. Says, Nimesh, listen, I do this surgery all the time. Just remove around 250 grams of material. You'll be right out. I said, oh, okay, cool. Thank you, doc. Have any questions? How much is this gonna cost? He's billing insurance $46,000. $46,000 to remove 250 grams of material. Quick math, that's $180 a gram. I'm like, doc, even El Chapo would say that's a ridiculous price. $180 a gram. $180 a gram. I can't argue with him though, because he's operating on me. What if he spits in my sack? So I'm just like, hey doc, listen, $46,000. Can you add a few inches down there? He says, it ain't gonna help. I get off the phone with the doctor and immediately text my group chat of doctor cousins. Hey man, they say I got cancer. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to have surgery? 3 of them don't respond. It's too early for them. 2 of them say yes. The youngest one replies in emojis. Scissor, basketball, trash can. I don't know what I ever did to this guy. I think he's still mad. I used to nut tap him all the time. You ever nut tap a cousin? One time I hit my cousin in the nuts so hard we got banned from Burlington Coat Factory. I dropped him right in the South Pole section, motherfucker. Then they all tell me, obviously, you know, you have to get surgery. This is the correct course of action. That's when I go into denial. Like, cancer? Me? Impossible. I turn into QAnon. Start doing my own research. What did Hillary do to my balls? I read this article that says this hormone that's elevated if you have cancer might also get elevated if you smoke a lot of weed. I don't know if you can tell, but I do that. Look, there's no way I'm losing my right nut to indica. I refuse to have that happen. Dig a little deeper, read this other article that says this hormone that's elevated if you have cancer is also present in pregnant women. It's HCG. The stuff that makes placenta grow is present in dudes with this cancer and pregnant women. And the back of the envelope test for this cancer is to get a pregnancy test. So I disregard all of my cousin's medical advice, and I go to the bodega. And I buy a loose first response test for $3.99. As I'm buying this test, there's a lady in the store. She sees me buying the test, and she says, congratulations. And I look at her and I say, we ain't gonna keep it. My body, my choice, okay, ladies? See, I too know what it's like to have something growing inside you that you don't want. Go home, take this test, sure enough, I'm having a baby. Now it's confirmed. Now I know I got cancer. Now I gotta call my parents on my birthday weekend, no less, and let them know the baby boy's gonna lose his favorite nut. Call home, dad picks up, Dad, I got cancer. I got a surgery in a few days. In response, he says the most Indian dad thing ever. He says, okay, let me give it to Mom. He's so cool. Mom picks up, Mom, I got cancer. I got a surgery in a few days. Cancer? Stop drinking. I'm like, Mom, it's not the alcohol. It's the drugs, okay? She says, Nimesh, don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. God is with us. So thank you, Mom. I hope science is too. Feels like one of those situations where science would come real handy. She says, Nimesh, don't worry. I believe in God and science. I'm not Christian. Well, I sense some of you Christians getting a little hot on that one, huh? I can feel the crosses burning on your chest. Don't worry, guys. He gets us. Why does Jesus have commercials? Do you feel like stealing, murdering, and fucking your neighbor's wife? Coming down and get some Jesus. I hang up with my mom, and I light up the biggest joint I could find. I start talking to God about my balls. Like, God, how the fuck did I get cancer? Is it these tight-ass pants I've been wearing? I'll switch to Jenkos right now, bro. How? Is it all these mango White Claws I've been drinking? And then it hits me. This is how I got cancer. My first tour, 250 shows, 60 different cities, all across this country. I spent it talking shit about the American healthcare system. And I must have gotten a little too close to the truth. I think these pricks heard what I was saying, and they switched the 5G on my phone on, you see? And now I got fucking cancer. But there's no time to dwell. There's one more day to surgery. So I spend that last day doing my right testicle's favorite things one last time. Swaying side to side in the wind. Going to the gym using the air dryer. You know. Going to the dog park with a pocket full of peanut butter. Just... I still do that, you know. The next day, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I go to Jersey City Medical Center, put my gown on, no Yeezys this time. I'm laying there on the gurney, and in comes a Filipino man with scrubs on. The nurse, he's got a pair of clippers on him. The shit you get fades with. And I know what's about to happen, so I'm like, bro, why are you smiling? He says, lift your gown and spread your legs. I'm like, are we at prom? All right. Then without asking, he just starts shaving my balls. But only the right side. It's the weirdest yin-yang you've ever seen. And I'm laying there thinking, you know, I always assumed my first gay experience would involve shrooms. I'm not being manscaped by Manny Pacquiao over here. And it's very uncomfortable, okay? This dude is flicking my dick around like a Catholic priest. You know, it's up, down, left, right. I'm an altar boy. And he's wearing a cross, and his cross is dangling over my dick as he's shaving my balls. And I'm looking at this cross like, Jesus, come get your boy, bro. Come get your boy, Jesus. And I look to my wife for some kind of comfort and solace. She is dying of laughter. And she goes, it's not the threesome you wanted for your birthday, but... Oh, you like that one? This dude's taking his time. He's like carving his name in there. And then in comes the anesthesiologist. And she sees him and she goes, yo, what are you doing? And he freezes a little bit. Then he runs out of the room. And the doctor's trying not to laugh. She goes, we're so sorry. That's supposed to happen when you're asleep. I've never been more awake in my fucking life. Who the fuck was that guy? Did I just get molested by some kind of ball-shaving bandit? She's like, we're sorry, there's a nursing shortage. I'm like, you hired Larry Nassar. Okay, cool, thank you very much. I don't know if I can sue for malpractice, but I'm suing for razor burn. Something bad happened to me. She's like, we're sorry, we'll just give you some Michael Jackson juice, you'll be right out. That's what she called it. I'm like, yo, that's hilarious. Just give me a little less than you gave him, though, okay, please? Well, in comes my urologist, the surgeon I've been talking to this entire time. Comes in, he starts writing his initials on my right wrist, my right hip, and my inner groin. I'm like, we go together now, Doc? What is this? He says, no, this is just to ensure we get the correct testicle. I'm like, have you ever gotten the wrong one? He says, only once, but she's fine. If you have any serious questions, Nimesh, like, yeah, I got a serious question. Is my voice gonna change? So your voice is not gonna change, you're gonna be fine. So, okay, cool. We go into the OR. They ask me, what song do I wanna hear when the juice kicks in? Like, P. Diddy, I'll Be Missing You. And they put the mask on, but they're playing the song from YouTube. So instead of Diddy, I hear a targeted ad for erectile dysfunction medication. Do you need Cialis? Juice kicks in, I'm out 40 minutes. Doctor, it's right there when I wake up. Nimesh, surgery went great, everything looks good. How do you feel? Fine. What did you do? The juice was too strong, Doc, the juice was too strong. No one's ever done that before. I was like, I got you, didn't I, motherfucker? I put it in my head right before I went to sleep. He's like, that was a good one. By the way, we had to take both. Oh no! You know what's weird? Is that throughout the whole thing, I never had any fear about the cancer spreading, about dying. When it's your time to go, you go. That's how I feel. I was raised by DMX. The biggest fear cancer patients have is social isolation. They fear losing friends because no one wants to hang out with people who talk about cancer all the time because it's a real buzzkill. And I agree. I went to a group session once, total drag. One guy found me funny. This guy with stomach cancer. He's like, hey man, you want to hang out sometime? I was like, nah. What are we gonna eat? I know, I'm a dickhead, I know. All my friends are dickheads, so don't feel too bad. 2 days after surgery, I walked into the Comedy Cellar, my home club in New York. My best friend is sitting at the table. First thing he says is, hey man, you lost weight. And then he flung a Livestrong bracelet at me. I was like, how the fuck did you get one of these? My cousin, admin in all of my group chats, changed my name to Ekbal Patel. Even my wife, ride or die, day one, A1. I'm scribbling notes down every day, taking notes. She pokes her head into the office. She says, you know, I've been thinking, you've been writing so much, we should get you sponsored by that pen company, Uniball. And then she left the office. Couldn't even teabag her properly in revenge, you know? But you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. Otherwise, you turn into Will Smith, you know? Look, I know Chris said enough about Will Smith, so I won't say too much more, but that was not a slap-worthy joke. I've been to the Oscars. My first writing job ever was the 2016 Oscars for Chris Rock. I've been in that writer's room. I know the mean shit that definitely could have been said. I know if I was there last year, I definitely would have said something like, Jada's head looks like Nimesh Patel's ball sack after surgery. You know? I would have earned the slap, is all I'm saying. I'm being honest. Alopecia, barely a real disease. Any alopecia people here want to go toe-to-toe with a cancer survivor? I'm looking for shiny heads. I didn't think so. Look, I understand it's a real disorder. I know if you're an adult with alopecia, it's very hard to express emotion because you don't have eyebrow hair. It's like, oh my God, are you sad or mad? Who knows? I know it impacts women disproportionately because hair has a lot to do with gender identity. I understand that. But don't talk to me about gender identity, okay? I lost a testicle. I'm one nut away from going full trans and joining a swim team, okay? You call me Nimesh Patel in this bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'll do all the strokes. And if we're comparing diseases, which is what I'm doing. Cancer's here, and alopecia's like right here, okay? Look, at my wedding, my safe space, the party my wife and I had paid for, my sister-in-law closing lines to the reception speech, we're so glad we all made it through this planning process with all of our sanity and most of our testicles. And my wife gets up and gives her a hug. Oh, thank you for that HIPAA violation. That was so funny. I thought she was gonna slap her and say, keep my man's balls out your fucking mouth. Didn't happen. I went to therapy because none of this felt real. You know, it was a very surreal experience. It is a very real story. It's a completely true story. If you want proof of my experience, you can check my OnlyFans page. Username Ball is Life. But you know, you talk to all these survivors, everyone's got such humbling stories. Like, oh man, got so much perspective. You never know what's gonna happen. Life is crazy. Appreciate every day for what it is. I don't feel humble at all. If anything, I feel invincible. I went from balls hurt on Thursday to surgery on Tuesday. I had cancer for 3 business days. I had the Amazon Prime of cancer. I remain an optimist, you know. Some people say the glass is half empty. I say the sack is half full. Matter of fact, I know God listens to me, okay? I know God answers all my prayers. See, last February, I came off my first tour, and I had another 60-city tour lined up. I had no material. I was laying in bed like, Lord, I would give my right nut for some jokes right now. And then God said, happy birthday, motherfucker. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hi. Okay. This is gonna be strange. No, it's gonna be weird. Columbia. I went to Columbia summer program in high school because I thought it would help me get in. It didn't. I went to your safety school, NYU. I was pre-med finance at NYU, and here I am. Life comes at you hard, kids. Stay in college as long as you can. This is dope. Hi, how are you? This is the VIP table. Oh, this whole section?
Oh yeah!
The student loan tables in the back there. Hell yes, college debt is the best. You don't really gotta pay it. You just keep gotta deferring it until you die. This is so weird. I'm very excited. How many of you are engineering students?
Kill you.
I'm a generation older than y'all. Do I have to give like a trigger warning? Is that like the new thing? There's gonna be a lot of racist shit I'm gonna say. Some of it might be sexist. You gotta be ready for it. This is the real world. You said you boo. Oh, minute in. It's gonna get worse. Where are you from? You're from New York? From New York too. That's my favorite place on the planet. I've been here for 14 years. It's a long time. It's the best city in the world. I've been in a lot of places. It's the best city on the planet. And I noticed that 3 winters ago we went 11 days without a murder and it made the news. Do you remember that? You know why? Because it was too cold. That's how confident New York's murderers are. Every murderer stepped outside for 11 days in a row was like, nah, we good today. We don't need to let this beef thaw out. We'll get him tomorrow. And that's a remarkable thing, because there's a billion reasons to kill someone every day. I wanted to kill someone on my way here. I had my mom up on the 1 train, and I put deodorant on in the morning, but that shit wears off. And these 2 old ladies from the hot zone, and I heard them whisper, you know it's not in their culture to wear deodorant. Yeah, but we do speak English, right? I never want to kill 2 bitches more in my life. I'll get them tomorrow, though. What's your name? Lisa, you're gonna be my go-to talk person. Congratulations. You ride the train a lot. You go to Columbia. What are you studying? Pre-med and psych. What's your diagnosis? What's that? Anxious? Me? Oh, yeah. What do you need to know? I'll give you, I'm pretty sarcastic is what my therapist tells me from that I have anger issues. Because my dad left when I was 2. Yeah, do Asians have divorced parents? 1 or 2? The rest of y'all know. It's weird. It's weird. You tell a white person your parents are divorced, they're like, yeah, you want a cookie or something? You tell an Asian person your parents are divorced, they're like, oh my God. This is right. My dad left when I was 2, but I mean, I deserved it. I was a terrible 2-year-old. I loved Legos as a kid. We had blue carpet. I blew Legos in the blue carpet because I thought it was funny to watch him step on them. But he thought it was funny to give me abandonment issues, so he won. He won that battle with. I'm fairly sarcastic. I was online for the bathroom over here, and one of you came up and asked me if I was waiting. I said, no, I like to watch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended you. That's just who I am as a person. Anyone from Jersey? I mean, it's such a weird thing to be that proud of. Jersey! Our commutes to New York are manageable. I'm from Jersey too. I'm the Jersey breed of Indian, which is like a strange breed because people talk about racism a lot. I didn't really experience, I've experienced words of racism, but it's hard to be racist to an Indian person when there's 40 other Indian people with that person at all times. All my cousins live in Jersey. If someone said some shit to me that was racist, the next day there'd be 40 of us wearing like express shirts and big hair gel, looking like cell phone kiosk operators. That's how we roll. I got into a fight 2 weeks ago because someone was talking some shit and they were smoking a Juul, and I don't take shit from people that smoke USB ports. So, if you're gonna get cancer, get it the real way. But every time I get into a fight, last time I got into a fight, my sister's an attorney, and she was like, you can't get into an argument, you can't fight people, you're a public figure. I was like, I'm only a public figure if you yell out that I'm a public figure, otherwise no one knows who I am. I'm a public figure because, like Arwa said, I was the first Indian to ever write.
Ne prends pas la tête. Je me casse d'ici, j'emporte ma verre. C'est elle ma reine. Nous deux c'est toxique pour la vie. Ça sera toi et moi dans l'arène. Entre le love et la haine. T'es comme toi, j'en fume ma paire de vues. les cordes, le chromie. Mais je voudrais chanter toute ma vie. Ah, Demain j'arrête, demain j'arrête, demain j'arrête, demain c'est sûr j'arrête ce caddie. C'est qu'une balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête. Ma gueule ça chou, 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 la nuit. J'ai toujours su qu'elle était ton prix, mais encore une fois, juste une dernière dose. Faut continuer de faire des sorts, que le daron puisse qu'il débellise. Je m'inquiète, sa santé se fragilise. Donc une dernière fois, je me carbonise. Demain j'arrête, demain j'arrête, demain j'arrête, demain c'est sûr j'arrête ce caddie. C'est qu'une balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête, balle dans la tête, ma gueule ça chou, 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 ma gueule ça chou, 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 ma gueule ça chou. Ça joue, ma gueule 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 ça joue, Combien de fois je t'ai répété, moi j'ai dû partager ce que j'avais. Même quand j'avais pas beaucoup, mais moi là tu savais. On chope ensemble ou jamais, on chope ensemble ou jamais. Mais avec toi c'est comme ça, tu nous as fatigués. Mais avec toi c'est comme ça, on peut plus supporter. Des coups bas, 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 coups bas. Attention à la sanction. Mon petit. L'homme est mauvais, il a trop d'appétit. La confiance entre nous, c'est fini. J'ai compté sur lui, une bêtise plus possible depuis que j'accomplis l'impossible. Juste à l'idée de l'oseille trahi. Le chemin est serré, accélère ou décale imbécile. Ce bronchard est bouché comme une porte de Panama 18. Ils ont beaucoup la bouche, surtout ceux qui sont en misère. M'a pas confiance, t'es pas digne de ce que l'on misère. Toujours sous ma moto. Tout doucement je me morçais la pomme. Depuis que j'écoutais j'en veux encore. Tout pour nous deux ça passe les rapports. Tant pis si je n'ai plus le choix. TBS à société, on connaît les procédés, fuck à sociétaire. J'ai la dalle et la satiété, je connais pas, je suis tenace comme sale béquet. Dernier boss à mentalité, dans le coffre faut le cash à la Dangote. Produit fini de qualité, son pétard, eux ils peuvent pas nous taire. Rajoute un piano insensé, que le studio soit incendié. Y'a les poteaux, la mif, même les sondiers. Y'a les poteaux, la mif, même les sondiers. Garage full édition limitée, t'arraches la tête, je suis vacciné. Je suis plus caronois, je suis un tas de billets. Je suis plus caronois, je suis un tas de billets. Les calculs sont bons, c'est pas GPT, sont les derniers à comprendre c'est GPTO. Y'a mais j'avais pas que t'avais ce flow. C'est pas chez les ricains que je l'ai pété. C'est ton trop, t'arrives comme si tu pèses. La scanne ton chemin juste ici. J'manie les outils à l'ancienne, j'manie les outils sur la scène. Les poteaux sont partout dans la ville, cherchent à se donner un sens à la vie. Un faux pas sont traités de salafistes par des gens pires que des salafistes. 2-3 holdings, j'ai les manettes, gère les contrats plus les galères. Si j'interviens c'est que c'est grave, si j'interviens c'est que t'es à perdre. Faire l'erreur d'avoir trop peur d'en faire. Y'aura pas de paix sans croiser le fer. C'est pas que le talent de charbon m'a fait. T'as fait ce qu'on t'a dit pas ce qu'il faut faire. Quand on dit on sait que tu fais. Le peuple choisit son cheval de Troie. Comme un craquette devant croquette. Qui en plus se fait 49 fois. C'est pas le succès qui me fera taire. Je défendrai mes terres comme mes ancêtres. Vu que partout où je vais, je suis un mec. Je fume et je fais tout pour qu'enfin on bec. Et fort ton daron qui a pas coffré. Qui voit sa fille se faire remplacer. Il pense que c'est la faute des immigrés. Qui prennent le taf que lui a refusé. Et à chaque fois que je te vois, je me dis c'est louche. J'ai prévu tous tes moves, même pas tu bouges. C'est pas l'argent, avant ils étaient déjà lâches. La vitesse pas pour tout le monde donc il lâche. Ma chouchou n'a pas un mais veut des loups. Et c'est comme un mamelot ferme des bouches. Petite pour mon enfant, elle changera couche. Oui, le roi, il est rempli de joie. Aveuglé par ses richesses, il ignore les ondes dans le noir. Mais même un roi, lui le premier des cavaliers, finit par poser le pied, chanter son jour est arrivé. En ce moment j'ai pas trop l'appétit, un bail que j'ai pas vu mes amis. Le chemin n'est pas toujours facile, j'ai passé tout mon temps à penser à nous. T'es le Sancho comme quand on se connaît depuis petit. Et l'air de rien, ça fait grave du bien. Pas de faux semblants, non je prends tous les combats, les défis. T'es venu dans ma vie, et depuis tout est facile. Aïe oh, 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 comme on vit à deux. Adolescent fort qu'on a, tu n'as pas idée. Comme on vit à deux. Comme on vit à deux. Comme on vit à deux. Oh, comme on vit à deux. Adolescent fort qu'on a, tu n'as pas idée. Comme on vit à deux. J'ai rêvé de quelque chose d'autre que charbonner pour les autres. Moi je visais haut et j'étais seul face à mes choix. Tu devrais faire. Aïe oh, là je fais mon bail. Y'a que mes mots là dans toute la salle. Un piano, des chicots, un bail. Yammer, yammer. Aïe aïe aïe, aïe aïe aïe, aïe aïe aïe. Ouh ouh, aïe aïe aïe, aïe aïe aïe, aïe aïe aïe. Ouh ouh ouh. Yammer. Les Valkyries dansent. Yeah, 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 yeah. Les Valkyries dansent. Ah, y'a pas de folie, j'te parle cash, mon vieux. Choisis bien, t'es un choix ou un moto tanche. La Canada goût. Ah, c'est parce qu'il réchauffe, la 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 la. Toi là, si t'as la frousse, me suis pas JBO, la 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 la. J'tiens dans le ta la 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 la. Ah, j'vois que tes charmes devenus là. Ah, tu pourras pas me canaliser, car j'entends le color, voilà là. Une taf, j'y vois plus clair, j'quitte le taf. Nouvelle salle, nouvelle moto. Donne-moi là, loin des mythos. Oh yeah, deuxième taf. J'ai capté la recette, j'ai plus le trac. J'ai broqué les barreaux de ma Mexico. Oh ouais, moula, t'es ma Mexico. Oh yeah, toda sans gras, j'ai mes rousses. J'suis là pour le cash et le mérite. Ma tech elle est crasse, c'est touriste. Il bloque à l'étage, je maudit. Molla, c'est petit. J'ai lu les ouvrages, les non-dits. T'es pas à la page, t'as menti. Sont pas à la page, t'as menti. La Canada gousse. C'est pas ce qui réchauffe, la 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 la. Voilà, si t'as la frousse, me suis pas joué au balalala. J'tiens dans le balalala. Ah, j'vois que tes gens viennent de me là. Ah, tu pourras pas me canaliser, car j'entends le color, balalala. C'est parce qu'il est chaud, balalala.
No way.
C'est ta faute. Je suis pas joué, balalala. allô, y'a meurt. Dis-moi à quoi ça sert, me disent les faux frères. Je leur fais pas cadeau, ça jamais. J'ai gratté le Sénat en laser, seul dans un désert. Et maintenant il veut me leur ça. Mais c'est pas comme ça, c'est pas comme ça, pas comme ça. Maintenant il veut me leur ça. Mais c'est pas comme ça, c'est pas comme ça, pas comme ça. J'suis au mégaphone, t'as un walkie. On n'est pas fait pour être lucky. Et quand ça pète, on est lucky. Entends ma voix sur la bobine. Te demande pas si t'es passé. C'est pas des sorts, pas des ndoki. Full cash, on négocie. Si tu gossipes, on met une croix sur ton dossier. On aplatit ta bosse, ouais. Full cash, on négocie. Si tu gossipes, on met une croix sur ton dossier. On aplatit ta bosse, ouais. 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 C'est que le travail, ouais. C'est pas la touche, ouais. C'est que le travail, ouais. C'est pas la touche, ouais. Charbonne toute la noche, charbonne toute la noche. J'ai bossé pour m'élever, j'ai bossé pour m'élever. C'est que le travail, ouais. C'est pas la touche, ouais. C'est que le travail, ouais. C'est pas la touche, ouais. Charbonne toute la noche, charbonne toute la noche. J'ai molla pour m'élever. Persona non grata, j'ai mon propre gratin. Et c'est pas tes gratteurs qui parlent que de blatin. Persona non grata, j'ai mon propre gratin. Et c'est pas des gratteurs qui parlent que de blatin. J'suis au mégaphone, t'as un walkie. On n'est pas fait pour être lucky. Et quand ça pète, on est lucky. Entends ma voix sur la bobine. Et demande pas si t'es possible. Pas des sorts, pas des ndoki. Full cash, on négocie. Si tu gossipes, on met une croix sur ton dossier. On aplatit ta bosse, ouais. Full cash, on négocie. Si tu gossipes, on met une croix sur ton dossier. On aplatit ta bosse, ouais. 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 C'est mon nom que tu captes. J'ai le miel d'une épaule. Tu m'entends, tu décolles. Pour changer de vie, j'ai dû hausser le ton. Trop de flow, mollah. Bah ouais. Je repère plus, je connais tous les chemins. Toi, fais que des traînes, des sons sans lendemain. Quand je perds, ça te fait un peu de changement. Ah, mollah. Bah ouais. T'entends la vibe, tu reconnais. Mon la DPS, MYM. T'es pas dans le game comme fantassin sénégalais. J't'ai dit, j'ai les palais. Avant le skill signé, fallait. J'ai les pieds sur terre, la vision d'elle. De pas m'égaler. Hello. J'allume une putain de fucking Winston, sa mère la pute. J'ferme les yeux, j'suis en haut de la butte. Nos scraps, j'compte plus ce que je bute. Tu vois, j'ai le truc, j'roule une fusée, ils sont en apnée. On va pas sauver dans la voie lactée. J'suis dans la cuisine, je malaxe ça. Ramène tes copines, on va les masser. J'parle pas couillon, j'fais des massas. Deuxième tarpé, souffle le brouillard, j'veux voir y'a qui te brouillon ma sœur. Quitte à être seul dans la salle, quitte à être seul dans ma salle tête, j'm'emmerde à parler à ceux qui sont bêtes. Autant les laisser dans leur merde, autant les laisser dans la demeure. J'me calme sur une prod de la princesse. En réalité c'est réel. J'écris toutes mes faces comme un réal. En toute bionique, Bélec. C'est que j'suis trop déter. Troisième. Si t'as pas les pèse. On va être fiers. J'attends pas de voir la vie défiler. J'ai pété une bécane grosse essai. À ce qui paraît faut faire des CSC. Si tu veux peser comme au CAC. J'ai pris de l'XP à la Villette. J'ai grandi à mesure qu'on m'a giflé. Aujourd'hui que ça frappe dans les filets. Et les polos s'y plongent quand c'est trop tard. Vont écarter les poches, c'est pas tard. J'mets des horloges et cartes vers la Yami. J't'ai dit j'suis plus au Walla que Miami. Principal quête, j'ai un regard. Agent de 3-7 sur le rempart. J'ai bien plus d'ennemis que d'amis.